All right, this is the Bare Necessities. It's a pretty simple podcast with a pretty simple name, I would think, huh?
I agree.
That's why I named it this. No, we're here to find the more simple solution, if you want to call it that, in the worries and the concerns and problems of other people. I'd like to get some comments and stuff like that from the viewers and the listeners and be able to help give some guidance, if you will. That might not be the right word, but we'll do the best we can. I am going to have people on in person as more of a guest, if you will. Emily's probably going to be in most of those with me as a co-host.
I also live here, so.
Well, that helps. And then the last thing I kind of wanted to go over in the intro is more of why I named this the Bare Necessities, with Bear being spelled B-E-A-R and not B-A-R-E, right? So our dog name's Bear, and the idea the Bare Necessities actually came from Emily here. And then I wanted to give it our own little spice, throw in B-E-A-R, so whenever you Google it or YouTube it, it doesn't show you 900 things about the Jungle Book and give you, that Bare Necessities song, which is very catchy.
Anyone who knows us knows that the base of our life is indeed Bear. So he's laying at my feet right now, taking a little nap, but he's always here cheering everybody on in silence in his own way.
Absolutely. For sure. So I'm going to introduce different topics here, and I want to do a little bit of a structured podcast. So you're not rambling. We're not going on. The viewers have something to actually connect to whenever we're talking about stuff. What I kind of have a thought about is whenever, you're always trying to do good for people, not just yourself, but for other people. So the other day I walked in the store. I walked into Casey's, where we live in our hometown, and I get in there and there's this little kid and he's getting ready to, buy, I don't know, it's like a Reese's and a Coke or something like that. And it couldn't have been more than $3 or $4, whatever it was. And I'm behind him. It was over lunch. I'm going in there to get basically the same thing because I like Reese's. So I'm getting ready to buy it. And I said, he don't need to get that. I'll get it for him. And so I'm trying to do something good, right? And his mom comes behind me and says, you don't need to be buying him stuff. And I thought, I kind of stepped back. I was kind of in awe. I was like, okay, well, I'm just trying to do something nice. I didn't mean anything by it. She goes, we've got our own money. Don't worry about it. And I'm like, okay. So I guess my question is, I'm sitting here, I'm trying to do something nice. I feel like I'm doing something nice, and you get shut down like that. And I didn't know whether to be angry or just let it go.
I think it's more of a check the vibe scenario. So I know that you were trying to do something nice, but I think sometimes you have to kind of read the room more than if it's.
I thought he was by himself.
I understand. I get that. And I probably would have done the same thing because you're just being aware of your surroundings when you're out and about. But yeah, that's a bit of an odd scenario. Just trying to.
I thought about it the whole way. Good. Yeah, I thought about it the whole way back to work. I'm like, okay, well, right. And I can't get it out of my head. So obviously it finally did, but I'm like, was I in the wrong? Was I in the wrong to actually offer something like that? You see it on TikTok all the time. He's like, where they go up and you ask a homeless person or something like that. And they're like, hey, could you please spare us $2 or $3? And this homeless person gives them $2 or $3. And then they turn around, walk 5 feet, go back. And they're like, thank you for being a nice person. Here's $1,000. And the homeless person feels awesome.
The random acts of kindness.
Right.
I think that also has to do with a generational type of thing. We're millennials. I think you still fall in that category of millennials.
Nice jab.
I definitely do fall in that realm of being a millennial. But I've noticed the age group below us typically don't pay as much attention when they're out in public, or they're not noticing the little things when they're out. Or let's say I ran into a similar scenario at CVS a couple about a month ago or so. Ran in to grab a package. Just did an online order. It's lunchtime. Everybody's running around, grabbing stuff, not paying attention. And there's an elderly fellow over by the pictures, just standing there with his camera, waiting to be helped or assisted. And I looked at my clock and I said, oh, I have about 15 minutes to spare. I think I can help this guy figure out what he needs to help.
This is the guy that I knew. He used to be my bus driver.
Correct. So I helped him. We worked through getting some Christmas cards put together, and I found out that his wife had passed away 2 years earlier. And he had.
You found this out at CVS?
Correct. As I'm helping this fellow create some Christmas cards, upload some pictures. And so that lifted my heart that I was able to help someone, or that I was aware enough of my surroundings that I didn't just run in, grab my package, and feel like I needed to head out. But like kind of how you stated and how I also stated, I 100% think that it's a generational thing.
What would you say would be the most contagious thing outside of an illness that someone could do?
What do you mean, more like addicting?
Not drug related.
Not drug related.
No.
Is that I know nothing about any type of drug. So
the
that
yawn.
Wouldn't be helpful.
The yawn. Tell me, that is the most contagious thing someone can do. I can hear a yawn from 4 rooms away. I yawn.
Well, you'll have to Google that one because I don't know why that is the case.
It is. Well, I'm just talking out of experience.
That's how when you go to a bar and you're sitting at the bar and you want to know if somebody's looking at you, you yawn, because if they're looking at you, they're going to yawn. Do you ever think about that one?
I've never heard of that.
I've heard it.
You've heard it or experienced it. You've tried that, haven't you?
No.
You've seen a guy across the bar. You fake yawn and went, look. See,
I absolutely have not. I actually saw that on a TikTok.
Really?
Makes sense.
I mean, it's just crazy though. It blows my mind. Like, and it almost kind of frustrates me. Sometimes I try not to yawn. It's like you hear someone or you see someone yawning, like, nope.
Just get it out.
Nope.
Just get it out.
I just try to fight it. You can never win. You won't win. You'll win.
Save it for later.
Yeah, exactly. You just hit the nail on the head. You will win for about 3 minutes. You'll forget. You'll yawn. It's unbelievable. I can't. Just one of those things, I guess. I don't see. It got you thinking for a second. Oh, yeah.
For a quick second, then it was gone. It was gone after that split second.
All right, now. So what I've got here, I kind of went over earlier on my sections, right? So we've got section 1 is going to be the introduction, and we got a little question. I don't want to say question, but topics of discussion, if you will, stuff that's on your mind. And we're going to work into our 3rd section here. We actually have 4 sections of this podcast. The 4th one's very short. Don't worry. I'll break these down on the podcast and everything on the video. So our listeners, viewers, you can actually go to the section that you want to. I'll have a little spot where you're going to know that it's going to that next section. So for the 3rd section here, we have what I like to call this or that. I'm going to name a couple different things, and you're going to pick one of the 2, and we're going to talk about it for a quick second. And if I disagree with what your opinion is, we'll probably move on pretty quickly.
So I'll be picking the this or the that.
You nailed it. Boom. All right. First topic. How do you like your steak cooked? And I'm going to tell you the right way so you can tell me your answer.
Well, I obviously know the right way because I eat it the right way.
Wrong. Go ahead.
Medium rare.
I think I might have only seen you get medium rare twice.
Is it medium rare?
No.
When you say medium?
No.
To the man?
Nope. No. Oh my.
Medium is pink.
You've been misordering steak your whole life.
But it's been good. But I always thought it was medium rare. But it's just medium. Medium?
Wow.
Wow.
How are you not upset about that?
I mean, I get it. I mean, it's good every time. So I guess I like just medium.
Your answer, I agree with your answer. It just blows my mind that you have no idea what you've been eating or how.
I mean, I do know exactly how it's been cooked, but I just thought it was medium rare, not just medium. So
like when you were younger, you walked in, you said, I like well, and you're like, if it comes out with blood, that's okay. I order well.
I don't know if I ever was allowed to order steak when I was younger.
That's.
Don't really think I was ever allowed to.
I like that.
We were not a steak family.
Topic number 2. When you're going anywhere, would you rather, if you're going anywhere longer than 3 hours, we'll give it 3 hours, drive or fly?
3 hours?
Yep. I'm going to add one more thing to this. Money is not an option.
I'll be driving.
You're going to drive 2 hours and 58 minutes somewhere when money is zero option and we got an airport 5 minutes away. Money's no option.
I don't know about that.
You could leave, including the air time, depending on where you're going. You can cut 2 hours and 57 minutes off this. You can stay at your house, approximately the drive time to the airport, 2 hours and 52 minutes. 2 hours and 52 minutes, you can sit in your house a lot longer, and you drive to the airport, get in the airplane, and fly away.
Is this seriously stuff you think about?
Yes.
Wow. Well, in that case, if money talked,
it does in this scenario.
Then I would probably fly. That's probably good.
I think I'd drive because I get sick of sitting by people that sit there and sneeze, and I don't care about COVID. That ain't what I'm talking about. It's just like you sit by someone, you sit and I'm one of the most uncomfortable places that I am is sitting on an airplane by two people that I don't know, especially when you get the middle seat. I don't like it. Anyway.
Hence California, Emily. From California to Indiana between two men. Yes, I understand.
Topic number 3. You'll like this one. I think you'll have a little bit of input on this one.
Oh, joy.
Starbucks or Folgers?
I'm not a big coffee drinker. I get coffee because it is warm in my hands. So,
but you're all about saving money, so your answer is going to be just make the Folgers in the coffee pot. At the house, you don't have to leave.
We don't have a coffee pot.
We got a Keurig that makes Folgers.
Yep.
Pretty good.
I would say skip the coffee, drink some water with a flavor squirt.
There's no way I do what I do and not have coffee. No chance. No chance.
You got quite a bit of energy on your own. Just bop it or be bopping
Yeah, for
around.
the first 2 hours I'm awake, then it's like I hit a wall.
Mm.
Last topic 4 for the evening. iPhone or Android?
Listen, folks.
Nerve struck.
I was an Android big believer. Had an Android while we were dating. Was a part of some group messages where I got shamed.
By who?
Many.
Oh, probably.
Yeah, I was shamed. So when when it was time for an upgrade, and we were deciding, what kind of phone are you gonna get? Jake walks into the Verizon store, pushes me out of the way, grabs an iPhone. We are in and out in probably 8 minutes. Did not know what happened. We were there for 8 minutes.
When we first started dating, and I had to put up with those green messages for what? Dating, not actually,
Yeah, dating versus marriage.
No, that ain't what I mean. I'm saying like dating, like you got talking, right? And then you got dating, and then you got engaged, right? So that dating to engaged section, you got an iPhone in there.
Mm-hmm.
It took way too long. The time that I had to receive those messages was really inconsiderate.
Now, I agree that iPhone is very easy to use. I have had an iPhone before my Androids.
Pretty sure, not to cut you off there, but I'm pretty sure that even when Steve Jobs came out and introduced, even back to the iPod, I'm pretty sure he said the word simple at least 2 or 3 times in there.
I understand, but there are other brands there that people can choose from. So I just happened to choose a different brand and got my hand slapped.
As you should have.
So now I am team iPhone. I do not mind.
Whew.
But I do know people who are still team Android, and we are still part of green text messages.
And it needs to stop. Stop the green. I'm going to make...
Look at the camera. Don't look at me and say that.
Well,
I have an iPhone.
Well, I'm talking to you. They're listening, and I hope they actually listen to this because this is
They
it's
know.
time.
that they know who they are.
If they don't, I will be here to help. If you need troubleshooting, if you need help moving your Android over, I'm going to do it, because if you ever send me a text, I may not respond again.
Oh.
If it's green.
It's extreme. But needed, but probably needed.
Correct. On to the fourth section of our podcast. So the fourth section is kind of the segue to end this all. And I know we've had so much fun doing this, but it's probably time to wrap it up, right?
It would be time so that, we could get on with our evening and do the things people do in the evenings.
Eat.
Work out.
Oh, there you go. I want to end it. I like to end this with a little joke. And if this doesn't work, we could possibly change the fourth section, but I want to give this a shot. So I know then this is really why I wanted you to be on episode 2 in this transition from just an open discussion all the way across the board to a sectioned, podcast. So in this fourth section, I purposely chose the joke of the day. I want listeners and viewers, I want everyone to, if you haven't already heard this, or your partner or work neighbor isn't already listening to this podcast, and they're going to already had heard this joke if they haven't already heard it before. Whenever Emily and I first met, I told her this joke, and she thought this was the funniest thing she'd ever heard in her life. It's not that funny.
He hasn't told it to me since, because he refuses to tell it, so I'm really excited.
So I want Emily, normally I'm going to probably be the one ending it with a joke, but I want Emily to, break this in. So doors open, give it what you got. I hope you don't mess it up. And I hope the viewers enjoy this.
The joke starts with a monkey in a tree.
There we go.
And the monkey in the tree is drinking water from a little leaf and says, "Oh my gosh, this is the best water I've ever had." And there's a little lizard on the ground. The little lizard goes, "Hey monkey, where'd you get that water?" And he goes, "From that special stream over there." So the little lizard goes across the stream to get his little water, his magical water.
How do you get across
He swam. No, he got on the back of an alligator to get across. So he gets across and he gets this special water, and he tries to come back, and he can't come back because the alligator isn't there. And the alligator is wandering around on the other side of this river, and the alligator comes up under the monkey, and the monkey goes, "Wow, you drink a lot of water, little lizard."
Till next time.